And have you been round here at night, Chris?
Yeah, I've walked up here many a time during the evening with the dogs. Just come with a torch, but I suppose it's like any woodland, it can get a bit airy during the night. But
you got your camp set up then, Chris?
Yeah, we're just about there. Just gives us a bit of protection if the elements turn against us.
Yeah,
but
fingers crossed we're going to have a bit of decent weather now, aren't we? Wind's dropped.
I think so, yeah.
What do you think? What does it feel like now you're in here?
Well, it's close, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we know the story, don't we? We know the story, so that's probably adding a bit of tension. But I don't think we could have got in here another half an hour and would have been struggling to set camp.
Yeah, we've just about got there, ready now, and so it's obviously darkness is coming in now.
Yeah.
So.
It's pretty oppressive. Let's see what 2 in the morning brings you.
Well, time will tell.
Right now, looking into that darkness, those eyes reappearing back there.
Just coming any time.
It's probably even more scary than last time, I think.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of workmanship in dry stone walls.
That's great. So for people who say none of these things could be in the forest, you know, people are reporting strange creatures, even a bear, how about a camel? Are you into that? That looks great, that, Chris, isn't it? So where we're heading now, Chris?
So we're just 100 yards along this road, and then we're back onto a public right of way, back up into the forest.
Okay.
We'll just take a bit of a detour, haven't we? But
no worries.
it's a nice enough day.
It's lovely. In fact, look at that glinting up there. You see it?
Oh God, yeah.
I wonder what that is. Maybe a blue and a summertoe.
That's like some reefy bank really up there.
Right.
It's in the forest though, isn't it?
You see it glinting? I don't know if we'll pick this out. If it's nothing anyway, it's not unusual, people. It's just something maybe caught in trees or. Because I don't think there'll be a road there, will there?
Not there, there isn't.
No. So if people local to area are saying that there's some kind of strange animal around here, then perhaps we ought to attach a bit of truth to it. Although we're looking at all this livestock, and it makes you wonder if it's here, what's it eating? Because there's no shortage, but surely farmers in area would be well aware of it. Unless it's some paranormal, which is a possibility. It's friendly. Come on, Bob. And sheep in the stable there. There's Chris off on his travels. I'll catch him up in a minute. And he's always in these woods and these forested areas. So he's better placed than anybody to collect these unusual stories. Chris were invaluable when we made Wolflands. I don't think we could have made it without him really. And now we're on with second one. Hopefully we can get a bit more of his time, although he's got a lot on at the moment. Where next, Chris?
Back up into the forest of Harwood there. If you can look in the distance there.
Yeah, you hold that.
Actually,
go on.
You can see it's a bit of a tabletop mountain. That's locally what's known as Sugarloaf Hill. You can just see Sugarloaf Hill there.
Yeah.
Which drops down, and then if you come slightly to the left, about I think there's another drop down on top of the thing. Well, that's the top of Barnes Cliff, so that's the other side of there, and it drops down between Sugarloaf and Barnes, and there's a big 800-foot ravine down there, and that's where we were in the bottom.
That's where Les collapsed that time.
Well, he collapsed back up at the top, didn't he, when we'd climbed back out that day, or that evening.
It's good, we never let him forget that. I'll give you your dogs there, Chris. And as you can see, got a bit of a sweat on, but what a great morning. And I want that hitting you unawares, would you? It's stuck in it in that tree anyway. That's good.
Yeah. I don't know whether you want to wander down. Just kind of, I mean, we can go back, but we want to just basically heading back up that way.
Well, we'll just come off and go down here if you want. On a bright sunny day, walking around the woodlands and forests in the area of North Yorkshire, it's kind of hard to imagine how anything could evade detection. But then as darkness falls and the shadows close in, you realise that something potentially could exist in the area. Something off the scale of normal. Too many people come forward with their own experiences, their own personal take on what it is that's interacting. Everyone has a theory and everyone has an answer in their own minds for just what it is that has evaded detection and never been solved throughout time.
Yeah, don't go too low.
Perhaps it's in plain sight. But if it's hiding, where is it? After spending all the time that you're doing here, what is it? Is everybody imagining it?
I don't think anybody's imagining anything. I think the percentage of people that are potentially seeing what they think they're seeing, I just get the feeling the general consensus is that it's something whether you want to call it dimensional or it's coming through
it's not quite right. It's not a normal kind of animal, is it?
But it's something it's coming and going, however it's doing it, whether it's knowingly coming through or whether it doesn't realise it's here and it's come from somewhere else, or whether they're coming from deep underground. I really don't know, but my gut feeling is the natural elements have got something to do with this. As in geology, as in water, as in fire, and I don't know how it all clicks together, but I just think the elements has got something to do with all this.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of times people have said that they've seen things appearing out of granite or rock faces.
Yeah.
And then disappear. And it's like, what's all that about?
Yeah, so there's some composition at land seems to play a part then.
Maybe so. Yeah. Maybe so.
Look at this. I mean, on a wet day, you could probably go down 4 foot here.
I think, yeah, it's...
That dog...
I'm in.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Look, hang on, I'm losing my foot here. That's it. There we go. So, yeah.
Look at that. So, as you can see, it's quite sludgy, and Chris is annoyed. It was my idea to come up here. We'll abort this mission. You've got something to clean that way.
Great stuff.
Not really.
Again, you know, the two wolves only seen half a mile down the road.
Near the Falcon pub. Yeah. I mean, this guy were adamant that it were... that they were wolves. Between 5 and 6 in the morning, who's going to be letting two of their own dogs sit at the side of a main road?
Exactly.
You got stuck there. Come on, Bob. Come on, lad. Come on, good boy. I mean, this is a great place to look for tracks, but there's nothing other than deer. I don't see any big animal tracks. There's no else, is there? Just watch you don't go down in that. Oh, he's in it now. Come on, Bobby. I wish I'd not stopped. Where we're going, down here? Yeah. Perhaps we're looking for a ghost. Is that too ridiculous to suggest? Whatever it is that people are seeing seems to behave in a ghostly manner. It's just so hard to bend your head around what it is that people are seeing. So many stories from these areas. It leaves no prints. It only makes sound when it wants to invoke fear in a person. off the scale of normal seems to be something I say over and over again. The man riding his motorbike in the early hours of the morning, encountering what looked like two huge grey timber wolves sat at the side of the road. Is that really possible? Were they ordinary wolves? And then he throws out the final sentence as casually as when he started with the story. And the strangest thing of all, they smiled at me as I passed on the bike. So strange. Ultimately, I know I'm going to have to spend more than just a few nights camping in the forest. This is going to turn into a long-term project. These woods and forests hold so many secrets, and people have walked them for years and years in everyday life, working the land, doing all sorts of things, and come across one of these creatures, or just once in the entire time that they've invested in the locations. So what are the chances of anyone actively investigating the area, of experiencing one of these creatures, when everything is just so random and so unpredictable?
So yeah, like you say, it's snapped there, isn't it? But it's bent over here. I'm not trying to say that some animal's done it. I'm just saying it's unusual. I think that's the safest thing to say, isn't it?